Good morning, I'm Danny Pike, and this is our Make a Change week. And we're inviting you to get involved. Think about something in your life you'd like to change. It doesn't have to be a massive change, just something that you think will help you feel calmer, more content, generally happier about life. But we're also talking about some bigger cases here as well. We heard from Gareth Billiner, who's still with us in our Birmingham studio this morning, talking about when he was at his lowest ebb, and Thea from Brighton on the line as well. Thea, good morning to you.
Good morning, Danny.
Morning, and Gareth is here as well.
Morning.
So do tell us, making a change at your lowest ebb, Thea, what was happening?
Well, it was back in 2003 when I was only 26 years old, and I was feeling pretty unhappy already. I'd had a really stressful job and a really bad breakup from a relationship, and I just started to get really, really ill. So a bit like Gareth, it kind of like the change came from getting ill. But I think me getting ill was the consequence of lots of difficult, stressful things that had happened for a long time. But because I was the kind of person that just got on with it and tried harder and didn't feel like I was really good enough in life, I sort of tried to ignore that. And finally, I just got lots of viruses and started to feel this kind of level of exhaustion that a 26-year-old shouldn't experience. And to the point that I couldn't get out of bed.
Was that diagnosed?
Finally, and so I got to the point where I just thought, I can't go to my job. And I had a stressful job at the time. I was doing long shifts and going out on my own to medical emergencies sometimes in the night. And I just thought, I can't do this anymore, and left. But it took about a year and a half to get a diagnosis. And I was finally diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome, which is a diagnosis of exclusion. So it's the kind of diagnosis when they've ruled out all those other things. I was so ill, it was hard to even go to the shops across the road.
Is it also one of those things that's perhaps misunderstood, Thea? Were you still getting people saying, come on, buck yourself up, get your idea, get yourself sorted out, come on?
Yes, absolutely. Because often with chronic fatigue, you kind of look okay, and the times that people would see me, it would be the time that I put on lots of makeup and I was making a really big effort and had managed to get myself out of bed. So yeah, people were saying, come on, just, get out of bed, get on with it, do some voluntary work. And I was feeling like, I can't, what's wrong with me that I feel so terrible? The kind of exhaustion where you feel like you're just dragging yourself around.
And what was the low point, and what made you make that change?
Yeah, the low point was I thought, I'm 26. I have a less of quality of life than someone who's 86, perhaps. Couldn't see my friends or do a job. There were times, like Gareth said, where I thought, do I want to be here still, because it felt so terrible? And I thought to myself, yes, I do. And what do I want to do about it? And I started to think, well, maybe there's a mind-body connection here. It's not that it wasn't and isn't a real physical illness, but I thought, what is it that's led to this? So I started reading books and going on a few courses and learning about myself. I don't think I knew myself. I didn't know who I was, what I liked. I didn't know how to listen to my own feelings.
Gareth, is any of this sounding familiar to you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a thing, Joseph Campbell, the great philosopher, talks about the hero's journey, and he calls it the call to adventure, and it's where people experience this crisis point, I think, where you suddenly wake up and think, okay, do I want to be here or not? And if I do, what am I going to do about it to feel better?
Yeah, totally. It's very much like about battling it for yourself, and when that moment comes, I think it's a real impact.
Yeah, I totally agree, yeah.
So in the 10 years since then, Thea, what's changed?
I would say pretty much everything. I think I went on this big kind of adventure, I suppose, learning about myself. And I now call myself a fun expert life coach and work with people to help them to have a more fun life, because I realised that was a big crucial thing that was missing from my life, was learning how to be playful and creative. And so I trained in that, but I also and gradually got better. It took me 6 years to completely get better, and many people never get better from chronic fatigue syndrome. So I feel, every day, it sounds really cheesy, but a bit like a miracle to have my health back again. And also I tried and did many things on my journey to get better, and one of those was improvised comedy. And I actually ended up meeting my husband on an improvised comedy course, and we just got married a month ago.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
Any tips for a comedy, Gareth, from you? I don't know.
I mean, I'm just finding it interesting because I found my wife almost the same way in that I met her through comedy again. So, I mean, I feel like everything significant has happened since such a low moment, you know. I'll totally relate.
Thea, thanks for telling us your story. Take care. Many thanks.
Many thanks. Thank you. Bye.
Good to hear from you.